Part 2, Environment. Protection of animals, plants, air, and waterways quadrupled. Superfluous industrial areas torn down and national parks created in their place. Strip mining and deforestation outlawed while doubling recycling efforts. Lawn chemicals, hairspray, and similar compounds which harm the environment outlawed. Efforts to find and implement alternative energy sources tripled. Noise pollution. System restructured so roads and buildings aren't under constant construction. Gasoline-powered leaf blowers, lawnmowers, and chainsaws outlawed. Electric leaf blowers and chainsaws severely restricted. Smoke detectors to emit only a fraction of their current decibel level and be severely restricted. Smoke detectors malfunction, emitting a deafening shriek at all hours. Increased fire safety prevention instead. Cell phones disallowed in libraries, bookstores, and theaters, and while driving. Only bicycles and horse-drawn vehicles allowed for the common person wherever feasible. Major restructuring in order to revert to a bicycle, horse, buggy, stagecoach, and sleigh society. Massive efforts to create electric trolley lines where bicycle and horse transportation is impractical. Crush capitalism. All credit cards and store coupons outlawed. All items to sell for exact monetary unit amounts, speeding up and simplifying shopping. Legally restrict TV commercials, junk mail, and spam. Outlaw telemarketing, door-to-door soliciting, and panhandling. Complete honesty in products and services. Attempt to eliminate all misleading advertising, products designed to quickly break, used parts in new products, inferior parts in high-quality products, and unnecessary work. All hidden fees and surcharges eliminated. Those who violate these standards are prosecuted, and triple the current penalty for financial scammers and criminal abuse by professionals. Cannot be sued for unnecessary reasons or excessive amounts. A relatively low fee ceiling so hospitals and doctors cannot rob severely ill or injured patients. No police reports or insurance claims for hitting another vehicle unless the accident impedes the struck vehicle's drivability. Crush communism/bloated government. Eliminate democracy, which doesn't work. An obvious problem is that it causes the will of those with average intelligence, the majority, to dominate instead of the will of gifted geniuses. Eliminate complicated bureaucracy, which results in nonsensical legal loopholes, aggravation, wasting time and money, and the need for lawyers for matters which should be simple. No estate tax. Next of kin automatically inherits money and property, not the government. Abolish the income tax and the IRS. Instead, have a value-added tax of around 15%. The disadvantaged get VAT credits. Demolish unnecessary public housing projects. Mandatory drug testing for all welfare recipients. Those who test positive are ineligible for welfare. No welfare for single mothers. No more tax money for evolutionary biology, Big Bang cosmology, research on sexual fetishes, obscene so-called artwork, and other nonsense. Prohibit pro-Marxist unions. National socialism. Fill government posts primarily based on character and abilities instead of party considerations or special interests. Elderly care improved dramatically. The government absorbs the cost. Social security checks for senior citizens increased by 100%. Universal health care implemented. Disability checks of severely mentally and physically handicapped persons doubled, unburdening their families. Service animals freely trained and provided whenever appropriate. 1,000% increase in funding to cure Asperger's, autism, ADHD, Tourette's, OCD, spinal cord injuries, muscular dystrophy, and other conditions. Intelligent men with mental disabilities get limitless help in specialized job placement so they can use their brains instead of working menial jobs. Government funds the college tuition for every gifted, diligent student whose family cannot afford it. Every capable man must perform physical or mental work. Increased wages for all blue-collar workers. Encourage the establishment of national socialist trade unions. All large industrial enterprises must allow profit sharing. Nationalization of all business corporations. The state shall pay for lawyers of the highest caliber for all its accused citizens. I credit 25 points of National Socialism for some of these ideas. Making religion effective and beneficial. Although traditional religion should be encouraged, outlaw professional palm, tarot, horoscope, and crystal reading, spirit mediums, and so-called ESP psychics. Make it illegal for televangelists to pressure viewers for money. Disallow all nonsensical groups such as Scientology, those which cause division such as Jehovah's Witnesses, and subversive groups such as Freemasonry. Every religious group forced to sell their building, the money goes back into congregants' pockets or for important causes. Demolish the buildings or make them into something else while congregants meet in private homes. This would change their focus from money and pompous display into love and fellowship. Integration of conservative religious bodies and states so religions are not rendered impotent and so their righteous policies can be enforced. If righteous policies are not implemented, those who share these values should either overthrow their government or secede from their government, forming their own country of like-minded people. Those in positions of power must be galvanized to enact these improvements. Without radical restructuring, everyone is surely headed to destruction. Even common nuisances and negativity have a cumulative effect of discouraging people, lowering morale, and preventing them from having satisfying lives, which leads to the bigger problems. However, major problems can be just as easily corrected as it was to cause them. If we could travel to any period of history from the beginning of the world until the 19th century, most arguments against me would vanish. Amazingly, people act like modern societies are incredibly advanced and everyone from every previous era was ignorant. This is like a know-it-all teenager who thinks his parents are stupid. Hopefully, the teenager in us will mature and embrace the timeless wisdom. For example, the so-called Dark Ages are documented as being an era of enlightenment instead of its common mischaracterization. When confronted with truth, what will our attitude be? Arrogant denial or humble cooperation? Nobody ever thinks they're wrong. If they felt their position was wrong, they would not hold that position. And though making money and other daily living is regarded as completely objective, philosophical matters are viewed in a subjective and overly emotional way. Many twist, turn, and squirm as much as possible when defending their presuppositions. Even after becoming trapped in the logical bind, some continue to deny obvious truth despite the consequences. Pride, fear, and brainwashing prevents people from recognizing error, and so they cannot learn or change. So do as much personal soul-searching research and analysis as possible before being smug about your beliefs. Again, advanced education can be counterproductive because one's area of study might be built on false premises, trapping one into a system. And charismatic personalities who stroke our ego and tell us what we want to hear have held titles merely because of popular vote, while they have their own hidden agenda. Furthermore, my writings, here it's my videos, but I have WordPress as well. Either way, I introduce various topics to inspire readers to do further research. They do not give exhaustive treatments on any subject. Therefore, I advocate reading entire books on any subject that does grab you. We can know the truth and thereby be free.